You say that people's, I think you said happiness is most tied to their relationships.
Yeah.
How do we do relationships well? Is it a bunch of people? Are there certain, like, you need romance, you need friendship, whatever?
Just more easy questions, I see.
I like the softballs. I like softballs, Mark. Come on.
I definitely don't think the answer is quantity. And I think that, well, I mean, actually, we have a lot of research showing that the answer to the relationship question is not quantity. Like, in fact, it seems that there's a thing called the Dunbar number, which shows that, you know, we struggle quite a bit to empathize beyond a certain amount of people. And in terms of close friendships, we seem to max out around 5 or 6. So it's definitely quality over quantity. And I think not only is it quality over quantity, but quantity can actually distract from quality. I just moved here from New York. We were talking about that earlier. One of the constant struggles in New York City is that there's always so much going on and there's so many people that you can meet and hang out with that nobody actually ends up being satisfied with their social lives. Like, it ends up being this kind of constant churn of friends and acquaintances, and you might meet somebody and you really like them and you're like, man, we should hang out, we should get together. And 8 months will go by before you see them again, just because both of your schedules are so hectic and crazy and there's so much other stuff going on. So I do think quantity distracts from the quality. Quality is what matters. And I think when you talk about quality, there's a few things going on. One is there needs to be some sort of alignment in terms of values and worldview. So, like, you need to have something in common. You need to care about the same thing. Something. Doesn't need to be everything, but there needs to be something that you both believe, that you both care about. This is true for friendships and romantic relationships. There needs to be alignment somewhere on, like, a deep value. At the same time, it seems to be beneficial if there's also a little bit of not just difference, but like opposites, you know? So introverts tend to play really well with extroverts and vice versa. You know, the extrovert needs somebody to listen to all their bullshit, and the introvert needs somebody to listen to all day. So, you know, so it works out well. So there are certain personality traits that tend to complement each other well. And I think that's what we describe as chemistry. You know, when you sit with somebody and it's just like, it just works. It's because you have, like, complementary personality traits that kind of...
What are the things you think people need to agree on?
So my friend Nir Ayal had this great thing, and he's not a relationships guy. He's just a friend. He actually, I don't know if he's
had him on the show.
Yeah, he's been on your show. So he's his whole thing is about attention and distraction. But I was hanging out with him once, and his theory was, he said, so there's 5 things. I think. See, I'm doing it again.
You gave yourself a number.
I'm doing it again.
It's dangerous. He's got a handful of things.
I think I can get it. So religion. So, okay. Cleanliness, religion, politics, kids, and I think goal. I'll say, like, life goals. It's probably something else, but we'll say life goals. Yeah.
I did not see that one coming.
So he said, if you get all 5, you're probably bored because you agree on everything. If you get 4, that's probably, like, the optimal spot. 3, you're okay, but you're probably fighting a decent amount. And he said less than 3, it's like, it's not going to work because you just don't align on enough things. So I think it's the things that people need to really align on is, like, lifestyle habits, which I guess is cleanliness.
Okay, that makes sense. That's the one thing my wife and I fight about. So we have 4 out of the 5.
Yeah, me and my wife too.
Funny.
Yeah. But, like, kids, politics, religion, like, you know, you probably need to be aligned on more of those things than not. Because I mean, there are couples that disagree politically, disagree, you know, different religions, but it's like there needs to be enough overlap that, like, it kind of keeps them binded together. So we've got shared values, we've got complementary but different personalities. And then the crazy thing is, so if you look at like research on friendships in particular, I've been really interested in this because we're both at that age where I think it gets hard to make friends because everybody's so busy all the time. If you look at the research on friendship, like the number one fact, they talk about all these things, similar values, similar hobbies or behaviors or interests or whatever. But the number one factor that never gets talked about is simply exposure. It's like you tend to become friends with or develop relationships with people you see all the time. And that, I think that's just such an underrated thing. And this kind of comes back to the environment piece of like putting yourself in an environment around people that you want who validate you in a positive way or who you want to be more like. There's a certain amount of value of just seeing the same type of people day after day after day. Like there's like an unconscious bond that starts forming whether you want it to or not.